Hi YouTube, Brian James, a mk2 guy with you once again, and very quick update video this time based on the previous video. I've just done a video, just released a video today of the Lumix 14mm f2.5 which I was trying as a vlogging lens on my Lumix GX8, which in theory should have sounded great. And it was really interesting because, being a typical bloke, I hadn't read the specs properly. I don't read instruction books because, well, we just don't. And so I decided I was going to just stick it on the camera. The camera's got in-body image stabilization, the lens of course doesn't, so I thought it'd be great. Well, of course, if you read the Lumix book, Lumix lenses on the GX8 which don't have image stabilization turn off the internal IBIS for video. Who'd have known? Well, it was really good because actually it was quite an informative video by just taking it out and putting it on. That's what most people do when they get equipment. They just put the lens straight on, the camera body, go off and do what they want to do, and off they go. And of course they get these problems afterwards, and that's partly what I'm here for, is to try and stop some people from having those issues and allow them just to enjoy the photography. Well, today I'm going to try doing something a bit different. I've got it on my EM1 Mark II body, which has IBIS in, and in theory on the Olympus it shouldn't switch it off, because Olympus lenses, as in normal circumstances, don't have stabilization lens. This has been something which has been a common difference between Olympus and Lumix all the time, and it was always a case that Olympus lenses weren't really a good match for Lumix cameras, because Lumix cameras at first didn't have in-body stabilization, Olympus did, so of course they never put it in the lenses. Well, Lumix always had it in the lenses, on most of the lenses, and not in the camera body. And that meant that you could use a Lumix lens quite comfortably on an Olympus, but it didn't necessarily translate the other way around. Well, on this particular one, it switches the IBIS off. So, I've now got it on my EM1 Mark II, very quick, doing the same sort of thing, just using the internal microphone. So again, I'm quite interested to see what the difference is on that. And literally just stuck it on the stick. Yesterday's video, when I went out and did the previous vlogging video, there's a link above, by the way, to the original one, so have a look at that. And this is not replacing the full review on the 14mm 2.5, which is coming out tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that one. But this is just a supplemental. But yesterday's was all handheld. I was either using it on the monopod, which I'm doing at the moment for this one, or when I was taking the more static shots, I was just handheld on them. So I'm going to do a couple of those in a few moments. I don't know how they're going to work out. If it's all over the place again, then at least we know that the stabilisation's not good on the Olympus with it either. But if it really is good, you're going to see a comparison with the two. I haven't tried on the GX9. I'm going to have a look at how the GX9 goes, but to be perfectly honest, the GX9's heavy. In comparison to what I really want to be doing a vlogging camera, it's heavy. And I did have one person email me and say, well, why are you using this instead of going for a GoPro or something like that? And there's a very simple answer to that. Why do I want to spend a few £100 on another camera when I've got a perfectly good set of cameras and good lenses which I can use at the moment? Oh, there's a cat coming. Look. Where's the cat? Can we see the cat? There we are. I've got company. So yeah, why go out and spend a whole load of extra money when I've already spent money on cameras and lenses? And part of my channel is to get away from this gear acquisition syndrome. So, thanks very much for listening. I'm going to finish this one on just a few static shots, just to let you see how they get on. Oh, one thing, I did get a couple of comments on the lens flare, because I mentioned lens flare yesterday on it. I was really impressed, because I couldn't see it on the small monitor, but when I actually saw what the lens flare was like with this directly into the sun, I'm going to do the same thing again if I can, if the sun's in the right place. It's not. But the lens flare on this, even directly into the sun, I thought was fabulous. It was controllable. If you know it's going to do that, I mean, let's face it, who points a camera straight into the sun and expects it to be without any flare anyway? But I was pretty much straight onto that, and I was really impressed at the lack of real problems with the lens flare. And as soon as I went off a direct access onto the sun, it disappeared. So it was really good, so I was impressed with that. So I'm going to take a few static shots. Until the next time, this is Brian James, that mk2 guy, saying take your camera out, keep on taking photographs and keep on enjoying your photography. See you in the next video. Bye bye.